I am going to talk about the error chain in this video, which is a model used in the aircraft maintenance engineering industry to remind workers to remain vigilant of errors. I have described the shell model, which is another model, in a previous video. The shell model, what it does is it provides a framework of the working environment around the aircraft maintenance engineer and shows where errors can be made. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it in an end card at the end of this video. I am covering all the models and topics within the human factors subject, so if this is of interest to you, please subscribe below. When you picture an accident, your first instincts would be to think of one person involved and one person at fault. However, this is not always the case, as we will now see. I want you to close your eyes for a while and visualize this simple scenario of a road accident. A shift planner has made an error in allocating staff required for tomorrow's shift. Upon realizing his error, he decides to contact a member of staff late in the evening to cover the manpower required for tomorrow. This member of staff, let's call him Tom, agrees to cover the extra shift early in the morning, even though he was very tired. He needs extra money. In the morning, Tom overslept, but still got up, got himself ready and rushed to his car for his journey to work. It was a wintry, dark morning and it had been raining all night. Tom drives this same route every day to work, so he is very familiar with this journey anyway. Tom is aware of a pothole in one of these roads that has been there for weeks. This has been reported to the local council by numerous people complaining, but no action taken yet. Tom says it's okay, he knows the roads well, he knows where the pothole is situated, so he decided to drive a little over the speed limit to reach his work on time. The shift planner rings Tom whilst Tom is driving to ensure he is still coming for the shift. Tom does not pick up the phone whilst driving, but was distracted by the ringing of his phone. Upon looking from the phone screen to the road again, Tom suddenly realizes and sees the pothole that he was distracted from. He swerves to avoid it, causing his car to lose control on the wet road. This swerving causes Tom to collide with an oncoming car from the other direction. Now open your eyes. Think back to the scenario. Who caused the accident and who made the error? Your immediate reaction would be Tom, because he was violating the speed limit and he was complacent whilst he was driving. He was also the last person in the chain. I would agree with you that Tom is the main person at fault. However, let's reflect on the bigger picture. If we go through this scenario together, you will actually see that there are numerous factors contributing towards the build-up of this accident. Number one, the shift planner made an error in the timesheet to begin with. Number two, there was a lack of assertiveness on Tom's part. He could have just told the shift planner that he was tired, he's had a long day, and apologised that he wouldn't be able to cover the shift tomorrow. Number three, Tom needed the money, so there was financial pressures involved. Number four, Tom overslept, so there was probably elements of fatigue involved. Number five, it was early in the morning, so there was probably factors relating to circadian rhythms involved. Number 6, Tom was rushing to work, so there was problems relating to time pressures involved. Okay, number 7, the weather conditions were bad. It was wet and rainy, and the environment, Tom's environment was bad. Number 8, it was dark outside still, so there would have been factors relating to vision involved. Number 9, the pothole situated in the road and a negligence from the council on the council's part. 10, Tom's complacency due to his familiarity with the road. Number 11, Tom was violating the speed limit. Number 12, the shift planner's own anxiety, ringing Tom knowing he would have been driving to work at this time. Number 13, the distraction caused by the phone call. Number 14, Tom's situational awareness, swerving and hitting the oncoming car from the other direction. If you can identify any other errors in this scenario, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. You can see by this list that there were many contributing factors towards the build-up of this accident. Right, the shift planner making an error, lack of assertiveness, financial pressures, fatigue, circadian rhythms, time pressures, environmental factors, vision, negligence, complacency, violations, anxiety, distraction, situational awareness. These are all topics covered in the human factors subject and are relevant to human factors. We will study each one in turn. Many of these errors have been summarised in the Dirty Dozen model, which we will also discuss later. Numerous errors took place in succession of each other towards the build-up of the accident. You can also see that there was more than one person involved. This chain of errors can be represented by this error chain here. Each of these links represent an error being made, and you can see how the errors have followed in succession with each other to get to the accident. If any one of these links or errors had not been made, the chain would have been broken and an accident may not have occurred. Almost every aircraft accident investigation shows that a chain of errors took place to the build-up of the accident. Human factor related errors were identified rather than mechanical or design errors. I made another video previously about some high-profile aviation accidents that have happened in the past. These accidents contributed to the introduction of the subject of human factors, as many human factor errors were found in the investigations. I'll link that video in an end card at the end of this video. Of course, human factors has always been present, human factors and human errors, but many investigations highlighted the importance of the subject. I used a example scenario of a car accident earlier for simplicity reasons, because it's a scenario that most people are familiar with or can visualize and relate to. Let's now apply this simple scenario from earlier into the aircraft maintenance engineering industry. This simple drawing, excuse my drawing, I'm not the best artist in the world, but it shows how a chain of errors can go through this system causing an accident to occur. We got the management represented by a fountain pen. We've got the maintenance represented by a spanner, and then we've got our crew and our accident that can happen. This chain can extend across companies and departments even, as has been seen in many aircraft accident investigations. Let's take any example. It is easy to see how an error can pass through this system if everyone doesn't remain vigilant. An example of this could be management giving the maintenance a specific task or order to carry out. The maintenance does not fully understand the procedure to be carried out, but does not seek clarification from the management either. The management does not ask for feedback, and the maintenance just gets on with the task as he's done this task many times before. Straight away, you can see human factors errors being introduced here. Poor communication, lack of assertiveness, and complacency. The maintenance staff could also already be suffering from fatigue and tiredness due to being on the night shift. The crew then rushes through checklists and the error propagates through the whole system. What I want you to take away from this lesson is to be aware of the error chain and always think of and see the bigger picture. You could be making an error that is one of these links. You have a responsibility as an engineer to look for any flaws in the system and break this link. If you found the information in this video helpful, please give it a like, and if you have any colleagues that would find the information helpful, please share it. I'd like to say, like I do in every video, that I'm not an expert in aviation human factors, and this isn't an approved course, but I'm just using this opportunity to share my knowledge and experience with you. If you have any comments that would be helpful to both myself and anyone else watching this video, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below. If you would like more content on this human factors subject, please subscribe below.